first part of this prayer is Jehoshaphat declaring truth. He's remembering what God has told his people. My brother, Tim Wood, who was a pastor I served with for about 16 or 17 years in San Jose, he passed away a couple years ago. But Tim taught me something really powerful. And he said it this way: sometimes you got to preach to yourself. You got to preach to yourself. What he meant by that, and what I mean by that right now, is that I need to remind myself of the truth, because if I don't, I will get off base. So you got to preach to yourself before you worry about preaching to anybody else. Before you worry about leading other people toward the Lord, you got to first lead yourself back to the Lord. And I believe what Jehoshaphat is doing here is he's not just praying for the sake of God to hear the prayer. He's not praying only for the sake of the people to hear the prayer. He's praying for also himself to hear his own words. He's preaching to himself. Look, there's things that are going to happen in your life. They're going to make you question. You might even question God. Most of us have at some point in your life. God, why would you let something like that happen? God, why wouldn't you step in? God, why is this going on? Whether it's personal or something you see around in the world. I want to share something a little bit personal. It's been just a little over a year because it's been on the news a lot. There was a flood down in Texas that wiped out a girls' camp. And my son-in-law, who I love dearly and who loves the Lord, he's questioning God about that. He's like, why would a loving God allow that to happen to girls in a Christian camp? And it's okay to question those kind of things because they don't always make a lot of sense. But what he can't forget and what you can't forget is that God is good and God is sovereign and God mourns for those same situations. And if we will reach out to him, he will be the great healer that we need. So you're going to have times possibly in your life still to come, and maybe they've already happened, where you question God. And when that happens, preach to yourself. Preach to yourself of his promises, and he'll do a miracle. I believe that's what Jehoshaphat in this prayer is doing. He's preaching to himself. When he says, God, are you not the God in heaven? He's not asking a question rhetorically because he doesn't know the answer. He knows exactly the answer. He's just saying, if this is the God of heaven, I got to remember that. He's not bound by the stuff on earth. He created it. He controls it. He's all powerful, all sovereign over it. So you got to preach to yourself. And then Jehoshaphat's prayer continues in verse 10. But now, here are men from Ammon, Moab, and Mount Seir, territory you would not allow Israel to invade. So they turned away from them and did not destroy them. See how they're repaying us for coming to drive us out of this possession you gave the inheritance? So now he's actually bringing a new situation. He's bringing to God, why is this happening? We could have stopped this if you'd have just let us wipe them out in the beginning. We wouldn't be dealing with it. But he's asking, it's okay to be honest with God. Preach to yourself and let God have the answers to you. If you preach truth to yourself, I promise you, you'll find the answer. And he continues on. Our God, will you not judge them? For we have no power to face this vast army that is attacking us. We do not know what to do, but our eyes are upon you. We don't know what to do, but our eyes are on you. Now that might sound like a little bit of a weak answer. We don't have the power to fight this enemy. Well, you know what? He's right. You don't. You don't have the power unless your eyes are on the Lord. But when you have your eyes on the Lord, there is no limit. None. And Jehoshaphat knows that. He's experienced that. He's believed it.